what's up? Working? Yeah, it's working. Hey, Gavino. Dude, you're leaving the office? Well, don't worry, don't worry. You can catch them all, man. This is not a Pokemon. Let me turn down the volume. I was about to go live, and then my wife and my daughter, they got me dinner. So I had some soup here. So, do you mind if I eat a little bit before we start? Hello, Adrian. Just a little bit, a few bites. So, how is everybody? Hello, Adrian. Going to keep working on this guy. This is not like those channels where people eat, but just for I'm going to turn. Give me a camera. Bye bye. Just give me a few minutes. Carleando. So that is an adjective now. Oh, why do you see double? Chat? Okay, we have the small chat. Why is the big chat? There. Because I am sharing. There we go. This is this is dinner. Cena. It's 9:38 here. Good noodles. Gaveno, I need you commenting. Last time I didn't reach the 100 comments, man. That's why, because you were on. Okay. Enough soup. I'm back. So, today, Wednesday, been working all day and a lot of the night. But we need to keep going. We need to do this. If not, it's never going to get done. Okay. I already am like kind of seeing some weird stuff on the anatomy, but that happens to me like all the time. Like when I'm getting closer to finish a project, I start seeing all these mistakes that I make, and sometimes I don't know if they are mistakes or it's just like me like getting tired of the project and just finding weird stuff and not actually fixing it, but making it worse eventually. Hello, Mr. Son. Oh yeah, dude, you sent me the message on Instagram. We will check that out once you have something to show me. Sorry, I need to turn the music a little bit. Might be too loud for me. Tell me how the music is. The music okay? That's better. You're almost done. You're anxious. I am super. But I need to set the screws on my chair. They are not working right. Dude, yeah, I'm anxious as well. But this is the boring part that you have to go through, like the cutting and preparing to print. Yeah, I mean, it can be fun sometimes, but when you have a character like this that has many parts, yeah, it's going to be hard. But that's the thing. I mean, you have to work through the hard parts. It's not all fun and designing and anatomy, and you have to do technical stuff all the time. Even when you're working, I mean, for commercials or video games or stuff like that. Like you can say, like the artistic part, I don't know, it might be 30%. Then it's all like technical stuff that you have to solve, and not many people show that, I think, because it's not entertaining, you know. It's not like the most glamorous thing about being a modeler. Juan Villeda, what's up, man? Another week gone by so fast. Yeah, dude, they fly. Have been looking forward to the stream finally here. Thanks, man. Sebastián Callafa, oh, hey, hi, hello, hola, buenas. We keep it, yeah, we can speak in Spanish, don't worry, but yeah, we keep it in English. Just because we all need to practice English. And dudes, I hate hearing myself because in my head I don't sound the same. You know, I think we all have that problem. It has to be something with, I don't know, our resonance cranial box or whatever, and I think we sound sexier when we we listen to ourselves in our head. But when I listen to the streams, just to check, I don't like it at all. But it is what it is. I cannot change my voice. I still have to design something for it over there. This is crappy. So yeah, we shouldn't be, I mean, I'm not going to keep doing the cuts. I showed you last time about the cuts, but that was the idea, like to give you a glimpse of what we're going to have to do. And if you are in that stage for some model that you're doing, you can already like jump into doing that without having to wait for me to finish this model and start doing the cuts. This is really, I mean, this could have some fatty tissue, but I don't know if I want to do that. Different theme song today. I hope that I don't get a strike. Is White Bat audio? Because some people were asking. I use the White Bat audio channel, YouTube channel. Mr. Samson. Oh, man, see my chair. I'm getting fatter, or I don't know, my chair is not working correctly because it slowly goes down from time to time. Speaking of technical, in a 3D printing process, it is optional to cut the model earlier, or it's not good to do that. No, yeah, it's optional. I mean, you can cut the model at any time, and you will be working in separate parts, but it can be a little bit complicated to work on the model if it's all separate in different pieces. But yeah, I do that sometimes. I mean, if there are parts that I know definitely are going to be separated, like for example here. See, I have the legs already cut. Like, yeah, they don't have a key, they don't have a proper cut, but it's separated already because I know I'm going to print that in a separate stage. I could also go here and just cut it here because I know that is going to be cut. And I can work on this in a separate stage as well. But yeah, I mean, you can choose when you want to cut it. I usually separate the legs quite early if I know that it's going to be cut. It's always going to be cut there because my printer is not big enough. So I usually, once I have the body in position and stuff like that, I cut it. But it's completely up to you. So many things. This is hideous. Okay, we can do some texturing here, but yeah. So since this is a repetitive process and you already seen it, if you want to ask something, or if you want to tell me something, or just let me know if the streams are helping. How's your year been? I mean, we're about to finish 2020. Thanks. 2020, you've been extremely weird. Or if not, you just can lay back and watch me do details. I don't know, whatever pleases you. Nice, Mr. Sanson. I thought you had to wait until the model was 100% finished. You can do that as well. I mean, I know people that do that. Like, they wait until the model is completely finished and then they cut it. I have done before. I have done that many times as well. Yeah, like with some of the creatures I have done or other stuff. But that is completely up to you. You can cut it whenever you want. That's the thing, I mean, you find your workflow, that's why I'm showing what I do, but this is not exactly what I do all the time as well, because I am finding my workflow as well. I'm not the happiest with my workflow, I think it can be optimized in some ways. I just haven't found the way of optimizing it. My streams, Mr. Samson is saying my streams are helping, so thanks. Happy, man. Yeah, you told me about Instagram, so yeah, I'm happy about that. And my singing, is that helping? My humming? I showed this, remember this brush? I showed this brush on the Zbrush channel. It's a C project brush, super useful for stuff like this. See, let's say I want this to be more, you know, following more the lines of the forms of the leg. And this doesn't work on symmetry, so don't even bother, but it's a really cool brush for stuff like this, you know, to push things to follow other shapes. And I showed last time, not the last one, the other one, there are different ways of doing the texturing. Now you can use the layer palette, what's the name? It's layer, but no, shut up. Layer pattern, there we go. You can use that brush. And one cool thing that I do is, for example, I know I'm going to be doing that and I have my layout here, right? So I know that I'm going to be using this brush a lot and I don't have it here because it's not something that I usually do. But if you pick it up from here, let me find it again, there we go. Now it's going to stick on my UI, at least for the moment. So it's easier, you know, to go there and pick it up than go there and pick the brush. So you can replace this momentarily. And I do it all the time. I mean, when I'm in a different stage of the modeling, I don't know, I'm doing texturing, I'm doing pores, stuff like that. Maybe there are some different brushes that I use or different settings, so I just like get them there. And I added the smooths because I've been trying different things with the smooths, because the smooth brush are really useful, like the different ways they work. Okay, now it's a little bit better, so let's just subdivide this, give it 2 million, 6 million, it's a lot, but yeah, we can manage with that. Hey, what's up, Kamehameha Master? Hi. picking up texture. Let me see what I'm going to use here, and then I'm going to. Hi, Sebastian. Check Sebastian question. Yeah. So I'm checking one thing. I'm checking the quality. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Let me see what I have here that I can use as. I'm going to try this one. Remember, start and morph target. Yeah, I want it to be a little bit noisy. I want them to be a little bit different from each other. All Sebastian is saying, all of those accessories remember me to Mad Max. Do you think to make your series, you a series of universe will be awesome? Mi primer comment en inglés sin traductor, buenísimo. See, there we go, Sebastian. Yeah, well, actually, this is based on the Ariel Olivetti's concept of the character. So I always liked Mad Max. I think it's super cool, the aesthetics. I love the character design of that movie, of that universe actually. But I haven't been thinking of doing that. Like for now, it's just going to be this character based on the Ariel Olivetti's concept. But yeah, concept design actually. But I have done one character. It's called the driver. It's on my ArtStation. It's heavily also inspired by my Max. It's kind of a mutant, and that was produced. It was for a client, and there are other things that I've been working on that you can say they're Mad Maxy, because yeah, I kind of like the aesthetic. But for now, this one is only going to be a one-off. Then I'm going to see what I'm going to do later on. Not quite sure yet. If you have any ideas, let me know. We'll be happy to check them and then do whatever I want to do. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding actually. Yeah, I want this to be kind of noisy. They don't have to be. Let's make this to the other side. It's easier to make a character with all like screwed up, you know, and all texturized, and everything is kind of grungy and dirty. You have to make it so super clean. Kind of like that aesthetic. Anyways, I don't like super clean stuff. I always like, you know, to feel like they have lived through something. Oh, that's a nice one. And remember that the thing is that I don't have a big printer, so having all these bands here are going to allow me to cut the guy in many places. And once we assemble it together, you're not going to notice the seams because they're going to be embedded in the design, you can say. What's up? So we have Jorge. Let me check. Mr. Sanson. You work really fast. Thanks. How fast someone needs to be to get in the industry? No, you don't really have to be that fast, man. I mean, as long as you complete a model, like, I don't know, probably if you're looking for collectibles, you have a period about probably 3 to 2 months, or if you can do it in that range, you're good. But then you have, I mean, people working in games that they take a long time to do one model, so don't worry about being fast right now. Worry about doing it right. Man, what's up, Jorge? Mr. Sanson is right. Please teach how to be faster. No, man, it's not about, no. Don't be like that, because I actually don't even like what I end up getting once I have it done. If I could work on one piece for a longer time, I would do it, but at the same time I kind of get bored about the piece, so it's kind of a problem that I'm dealing with, what I've been dealing all my life. Like, I want to do things, a lot of different stuff, but then I get bored about it, or I end up not liking it. That's why I want to do it fast, because if I dwell with an idea too long, I end up not liking it. So I want to finish it fast, to have it done. It's not that I want to be fast. It's not about that. It's about getting the idea of my head. But if you, you have to enjoy the process. If you enjoy the process, you can spend months on one model. Salan, what's up, man? My friend? Collaboration piece for stream. Do you want to do a collaboration with me? I'm so honored. Yeah, we can do something together. That will be fun for sure. Mandamos Escultura Santa Cruz. Let me check. Send me a hi. Sos el Maradona. Escultura Santa Cruz. Yeah, I can say hi to you, but I need a name, man. It's just Escultura Santa Cruz. Diego Corbalán, what brush are you using? I'm using the layer pattern. Oh well, brother. Just in case you weren't joking about that question. Gabeno, teach us how to be a magician. I'm not. What you want? A magic trick? This is too big. Like that. This is a big coin. I got this from doing a presentation for Behance. It's a super cool design. That's why I have it. Lucas saying Gabeno is about. Man, now I'm getting really distracted with the chat. What's up, William? William. I told you were going to be William. That's my brother-in-law. Gabeno is about saying Lucas. Okay. By the way, did you try Cura? No, man, I haven't tried Cura because I'm just too busy. I had checked it out, but I haven't tried it yet. I will at some point. I have it on my bookmarks. Okay, now I have all this mess. I'm just going to duplicate it, just because I like duplicating stuff. I'm going to delete and store the morph tag. I'm not a bot. I look at, by the way. Let me see, Mr. Sansan. My workflow is so simple: move clay, build up, pinch, flatten, standard, and damn standard. Yeah, that's all you need. I mean, at least at the beginning, you're going to get comfortable with different tools eventually, but just worry about getting the shapes right, the volumes right, or the overall figure. Like, don't worry about details. See all the other streams. Like, we've been working towards this. It's not like I just jump into doing details because of the fun of it. It's the part that I like the least. That's why I get bored, and I consider this part to be boring. Like, the doing details part it's not fun for me. The fun part is figuring out the pose, working with the character, with the overall volumes, the position, getting that right. That I never think that I get right. Never. I'm never truly happy with them. So that's why I do, and then another one. I'm trying to get better on the next one. Thor, what's up, my friend? This will go nicely on the big shelf. Okay. Big shelf. Sam, yep, okay, Sam, we have to talk and we will see. Can I use ZBrush with a mouse? Lucas, yes, you can use ZBrush with a mouse if you want to. Gabeno, cool, okay, that's coin is showing weak coins. yeah, they do, Jorge, they look like John Wick's coins. They're super cool. I only have one. Like, this is the only one. You get it if you are a presenter or a speaker. I don't know how to call it. Okay, that was fun. But I need to start doing something because we're not going to get this guy done. We are, what, about a full day on this guy. We're at number 13 and we'll be the average of 2 hours per stream. So yeah, we are a little bit over 24 hours. Lately, I gotta say, I've been wanting to do some kind of game characters. I used to do that, so it's been a long time, and I don't know many of the tools. For example, I never used Substance Painter or stuff like that. I just used to do the painting on Photoshop. But I was talking with Pablo, Vicentina, and Lucas earlier, and we were talking a lot lately about Blender. I have the 3ds Max and all that, but I've been itching to try Blender a little bit because I know that it has a lot of different stuff that you can integrate in your workflows. So I'm probably going to dedicate some part of this year to study Blender and check it out, and to see if maybe I can change my workflow a little bit and see if I can do like standing, like A-pose characters, and then with a rigging, a fast rigging that Lucas showed me, that's super cool. It comes with Blender. You can rig it and pose it, and then you just have to rework, the joints and the musculature, obviously, because it's going to vary according to the position. But I'm definitely going to try that workflow this year because I want to do something new. I've been doing this for over 4 years now, I think, and I get, culo inquieto. I don't know if there is a way of saying culo inquieto in English. But I'm definitely going to try to do that, just to open my knowledge, you can say. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to screw up the edges. Remember what I used to do? I did it last time. We get the slash button and we mess with the sheeter. I'm going to say sheeter. That's it. It's 2 T's. It's going to say sheeter. With the sheeter adjustment strokes. So we get a pretty, irregular brush. Check it. I'm going to check the comment. Always saying check. I don't know why. Starting in 3. Let me see. Can you say I started in 3 with Blender? Now I don't remember nothing. Yeah, Jorge, that happens. Looks really, Blender looks really good. Say Mr. Samson, Gaveno. There you go. That's Lucas know a lot. Yeah, he might. Lucas knows a lot, man. Some people love making small details, but always struggle with them. For me, making wrinkles is much easier, but making pores is a nightmare for me. Yeah, for me as well, it's a nightmare. I bought the Chris Costa course, and I haven't done it yet because I didn't get bored of him. I got bored of the process. I wasn't, man, I don't really enjoy. I don't want to do this. I'm not really up, to do this. And it was something I was going to do for fun. And at the moment that I bought it, I was enthusiastic about it. But then it just became too technical. And I was, I'm going to do it eventually, because I spent some nice dough on it. But not at the moment. I mean, at the moment I'm focusing on different stuff. Some people love making, I read that one for unique. Okay. Ghostwurzer. That's kind of hard to pronounce. Hello from Kramatorsk. Okay, hello from Barcelona. It's fun to read in comments and interacting with you. Always. That's the only reason. I mean, that's the fun part about doing this live. If not, it's just another regular day for me. Sculpting all the time. Well, now we're going to, do all these irregularities, because remember, this is going to be seen like something like this, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's going to be like that. So you need to have those things exaggerated a little bit. If not, they are not going to come on the print. Sorry. After this, I did something wrong. I realized, because I should have keep the morph target from the one where it was all plain, no textured, but I remorphed it. I retargeted, sorry. So, oh my god, come on. Now I need to smooth that to get that texture contrast, between the jagged parts and the plain parts. Do you have a female base mesh as well? If I have done a few. I have base mesh, but for example, sometimes I just model them from scratch. I was doing something for fun the other day. Let me see. That was from scratch. I don't know if Astroger. I don't know if YouTube is going to censor me from this super fast, so it's not going to be on the screen too much. But for example, Mr. Sanson, I was doing this the other day, like just from scratch. It's all Dynamesh. I don't want to have it too much on the screen because I have been censored for nudity, I think. Even though it's all gray, I don't want to lose the stream. That's why I haven't been doing girls on the stream, because I got that. I mean, I have to figure out if it was that or not, but if it was that, it's a shame, because I don't know why. I need to check it out, because I have seen people doing girls. Maybe it's something in my setup. Let me see. That's the Chris Costa using XC. I'm pretty sure he's not. He's making all the pores. That's why I was like, I knew that because he's always talking about that. But I was like, suddenly, I don't know. I wasn't. I was just too busy. I haven't got back to it. It's super cool because he teaches you everything. I mean, he just. It's like he's saying, like a fly on the wall. You see all the process. So it's super useful. But actually it's not useful for me because it's not something that I'm using. Because I'm not working on games or anything that is going on the screen. It's just because, for example, he's using HD geometry, and HD geometry is something that you can only extract as a displacement map. So all those micro details, just get them as maps. You don't get them in the actual geometry that you're going to print. And regardless, I mean, if you're going to print something in Corel scale, you're not going to see all those micro details at all. Let me see, what are you talking about? One man, it's 6 o'clock, long work day, I have to go. Okay, dude, go home. Chill, don't worry, Gavino. Thanks for being here, man, as always. Mr. Sanson, I mean female base for professional work. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, for professional work, you can use base meshes, but the thing is that you don't want to jump and use only base meshes because you're not going to understand a lot of the anatomy of the shape of the forms. That's why I redo base meshes and I do them myself, because I want to try to learn and understand that. I probably do a new base mesh every, I don't know, 6 months, something like that, probably, just to keep updating it. And sometimes I just use a mannequin. Are you the type of artist that also use a lot of reference at the same time? Yeah, man, I use a lot of reference. How come you guys don't get confused with all those reference? By what's here, Lucas? You get confused. That's why you have to kind of like try to stick to. For example, if you buy in our station you have a lot of packs. Like you can buy a photo pack, you can say, for reference. And you can. The good thing is that they have, for example, 360 views of one character, or one person, one girl or one guy, and you can stick to that model and try to replicate that. And the good thing is that you have 360 views, so you're not going to get confused of the proportions of the character or the muscles placement. The muscles are always in the same place, but they vary according to everybody. That's why there is no two people alike. Even if you are, like, I don't know, identical twins, I don't believe that the exact like muscular mass, I don't know how to say it, is exactly the same. Because it's going to vary according to how you move, what you do. You know, my left arm is not as strong as the right arm, because the right arm is the one I use the most. But yeah, I mean, if you can get one of those, like 360 views, of the same person, that's helpful. Because at the beginning you want to try to copy, because you want to try to copy people, I mean. Because you try to, train your eye to understand what they're seeing. Because I use a lot of reference, because that's why I try to train my eyes. That's why I see that this is not good. I mean, there is stuff that is completely wrong here. I know it. And it's going to be a pain to check it out. And I don't know, maybe I've been buying some scans as well. Maybe you can buy a scan and check the scan, because the cool thing about the scans is that you can look at it three-dimensionally, so you can look at it from all different angles, and you understand the muscle insertion and volumes a lot better. Because when you're using photos, you're looking at 2D image. You have to interpret the volumes according to how the light reflects and stuff like that. But when you have a 3D scan, it's much easier. We can get a 3D scan later on here and compare some stuff. Yeah, let me finish this, and we're going to do that, and we're going to see all the mistakes I made with this guy. Because I actually didn't use much reference, like real reference, other than the concept from Arial, the drawing illustration. And in illustration you can get away with a lot of stuff, like it's not accurate, you can say, but in 3D you can tell. And once it's printed, man, I see so many mistakes once the statues are printed sometimes. But it's just too late at that point. See, that's going to give this some irregularities. Let's just save this. No, yeah, Mr. Sanson, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, you're going to have this all the time. Like, you're going to try to improve yourself, so everything that you do, eventually you're going to do a new thing, and you're going to realize and see the mistakes on the last thing that you did. It's helpful, man. I think it's helpful. It's not helpful to never be satisfied with your work, So I'm happy that at least when I do critters and some of the neon girls, I am truly satisfied. I'm happy with what they how they come out. But some of the superhero characters, I'm still struggling with it. Hey, what's up, boy? Thanks, man. Edwin, yeah, man, what's up? Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can brush. See, I have well, I bought the rough. That is a nice one that you can buy. The tutorial, and this one is the last one I bought. One of my goals is to be able to end up modeling something that kind of looks like a scan. It's super hard. It's going to take me years, but it's one goal. It's hard because since I'm doing a lot of superhero characters, comic book style, they are going, 8 heads, 8.5 heads, 9 heads, whatever. The proportions are different, and a human being is usually 7.5 heads. So it's kind of hard, to balance between those two bounds, not balance. See, let me show you this scan that I bought. I got it from 3D Scan Store. But I don't use these ideas. I mean, I don't use these meshes. I use them as reference and to understand the study body. See how asymmetrical this guy is? It's amazing. But that is going to give you a understanding of how the human human body actually is. But the thing is that if you do it asymmetrically from the get-go, it kind of looks weird, at least to me. I'm going to try to show you the difference. Oh, let me see if I can do this like this. See? Let me see. Let's take out this. Okay, like that. Let's take it a little bit like that. This is this. If it were symmetrical, this is asymmetrical. Kind of it looks more natural, the asymmetrical one. Obviously, we're having a problem with the head, but you can tell. And now this is a good position. I'm going to show you the full. But it's super cool, man. I mean, you understand. See, having this here, it helps you to understand a lot of what's going on here. For example, look at this. And we have the serratus here, and you can tell. And this guy is super well defined, so it's really useful, like for superhero characters. But this is going. Okay, let me just take this. These are the serratos. The serratos are going, it's not going to allow me to paint it. Because it's texturized. Sorry, give me a second. Texture on. Let's tint it like that, and now I have it. For example, understanding this, the serratus is going there, and it's connected to the scapula. The scapula is here, but look at this. This is not like, I don't know how I will model it from the top of my head, because I know that the scapula, it's a shape that is like that, so I would probably, over define it and make it bigger. But look at this. Here you have it on the other side. This is all messed up. I mean, and looks weird. But it's natural. It's how it is on his body. Like here you have the traps. They're going like that. Something maybe like this. Well, this should be a little bit more like that. But you can see the shape here, right? So it's super useful to use scans, to study. I'm been loving it. Let's look for some similar pose to the one we have. See, this one is interesting. It's not the same. and he's tensioning, but we can get it there, and Shift S holds the image, right? It makes like a screen grab, and I see his deltoids his shoulders are really well defined, but they are not that big. I mean, they are not bulky. We have that. Okay, I'm going to show you one thing. Clone this one. Going to insert. Where is that one? This is the one I have. This is not the one I want. Yeah, this one could be fine. Throw it there. And let's grab one more. No, where was it? There was one. Oh, here's this one here. Oh no, this one the one I had. Where was it? This one. Yeah. I'm going to check the question in a second. So I have these three models, right? And where is my Green Reaper? It's over here. Oh man, this is going to be so embarrassing. So now I have this, and because I'm going to show you this, I'm just going to take it all to a different subtool palette, so we can work on this and we don't change anything. Well, we have a big problem in scale difference, so let's just, if you're playing with scales, remember to get all the subdivisions to the highest, because once you scale it, if you are in the lowest subdivision and you scale something, it's going to blow up. So you need to have, if you want to scale something, you need to have this, have it at the highest subdivision. Okay. And remember to to use different subtools to scale different subtools at the same time. Just active they call it the pixel stack box, but active this icon. See, you have one, and then you move to different ones, and by Control Shift and dragging, you select what you're going to modify, what are you going to affect. Okay, we're almost there. Size wise, yeah, it's a little bit too big. See, but I don't want to modify this one, so I Control Shift and Alt, and I just unselect that one. There we go. Size wise, I think we're going big. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to use this model as a reference, and the best way to do that with the new ZBrush is to go to it transforms, yeah. Active this split screen, and now you can see it's going. I can work on the model, and if you have two subtools active, it's going to have one on one side and one on the other side. It's super easy to understand. So now I can, see the reference and work on the model, and you can go and I want this to be a little bit more here, so matches better. I mean, you can see it because I have the camera and all that. But see, now you can see the model, and for some reason my brush, got small. Weird things that happen in ZBrush sometimes. So you can go to, remember, draw, and you can get this one bigger, but I am on the max, right? And it's not big enough. So what you do is you just, increase the minimal brush. So there you go. All this because I don't like to deactivate the dynamic, because the dynamic, holds the brush size. when you're adjusting the zoom. So I always like to work with the dynamic on. So let's see what brush, what sculpt we can use for reference. Okay, yeah, this is a nice one, I think. It's kind of similar. It's not same, obviously, because you're never going to find the same reference that you need. That's a given. But you can have a similar one. Okay, I need to move it so you can see it, because I'm not going to be. I'm going to probably hide it with my pretty face. Okay, see, so we have like the general landmarks here, but see what I'm saying? They don't look realistic. They don't look quite right. They look comic book style, like big bulky muscles. So for this case, I mean, it's not wrong, but I want to get, you know, to improve doing this. So I'm doing this kind of like referencing style, just to practice, you know, and try to, you know, get all those shapes and muscles embedded in my head. Let me read the question. Kame Master. I was always curious how people make cool looking platforms for 3D print. How do you make them? Because I always end up with a simple cylinder thing. Kind of. No, that's a base. You're talking about a base. Let me see the question. What, they find a split screen? Yeah, that's super cool. I know some software how make that report. Okay. Kame Master. Yeah, I mean, about the base, you try to go and look for reference or something that is going to help you tell the story about the character. You don't just do a base just for the sake of doing the base. Like, if you can add some story elements to the base, it's always going to help, you know, to narrate a story. So that is what I usually try to do when I'm working with a superhero character or something like that. I try to incorporate some of the story of the character into the base. And whoops, I got it. And see, this is like what I'm telling you. Like, this is a comic book character, so everything is a little bit more bumped up, you can say. But see, this is like a cool example. See how here you can see the shape. So you can, sorry, I need to do that. You can, okay. No, I need to change the model to this side, okay. You can see the volume, but you don't really see a line like the one that I have on my volume, right? I mean, you can see the, you know, the change of the muscles. You know, here you have the deltoids. That is usually divided in 3, like, not usually, like, this is how people simplify it. Like one here, one big one here, and then 2 smalls, like one here and the other one there. But you can tell, like, there is a plane of change. Here you have the tricep, you know, there is this is tricep, tricep, tricep. But you can see that there is no, like, actual line there. It's like a change of planes, but you don't have like this. You know what I'm saying? That is what I'm trying to get better at. But for comic book characters, you kind of need to have those things like there, because they actually like that muscle super definition, you know, of the muscles. So you have to understand for what, you know, for what audience you're working for. Because if you do it too subtle, it's not going to come out on the printer. I mean, it's going to come on the printer, you're going to see it, but this is a quarter scale statue, so light is not going to hit the same way as it's going to hit a human size sculpture. So some shapes are going to get lost, you know. See, this is a nice way of understanding what's going on all around here. And look at this. Look at this massive mistake. Like, look at the line of the bicep that I have. It's just a curve like that. And look at the line of this bicep. It's just stretching, you know, gets bulger here, and then comes around. That's like how you build like the tension, like how you notice that the muscle is tensioning. It's not tensioning that much, but then again, and see here you can see how this here is, you know, getting there. Obviously this bicep is bigger, but you can see here, you know, how there is a separation here, right? And how this is getting, because this muscle is going to, you know, connect there, not here, you know, into the bone, but as far as what we see is there. So it's really useful to use scans. So if you can afford them, I mean, I'm sure there are a few free out there, but these ones are really good. And actually, it was Black Friday last Friday, so I took advantage of that and just bought these packs. Speaking of that, what do people talk when they talk about shape and form? Dude, that's the thing. I'm not academically trained on this, so that is fundamentals, and I am with you on that. I don't really understand I don't really remember the difference. Like, I think that shapes is like, you know, the overall shape of something, like a cylinder, a circle, triangle, stuff like that. And forms is, yeah, forms is this. It's like the volumes. Like, this is a form, you know. But I'm not the best. Like, you have to go back and look for like art sculpt fundamentals and really look into what shape is. What's the difference between shape and volume and forms? Because I don't know how to explain it. I'm really bad at that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, don't have me as a main reference. All those kind of questions, like I truly recommend you to go and look them for yourself. Because that's the only reason why, because I've been asked to teach and I'm like, I'm not the right guy. No way, because I cannot explain what I know, because I don't know it by, you know, schooling and stuff. I just know it by doing, and that is something that I'm not super happy about. That's why I've been trying to study by myself, but it's harder, you know, to study by yourself, work, and do everything at the same time. I'm really bad explaining stuff. That's why I'm doing this. I'm trying to get better than that. And this is an indentation because the tricep actually, you know, is like that. But here you have like tendon, I think. And that is like stretching and creating this indentation, I think it's called. I can't see it because I'm with the chat. Let me see, for example, this, like this would be a shape, if I'm not mistaken, right? You should check it out online for sure. You look like that naked, Nuncio? Congrats, man. That's a really workout body. You have to work out a lot to get like in this shape. is kind of like unconsciously. Mr. Sanso is saying it's some kind of unconsciously competence, right? No, I don't think it's that. It's just like many years of doing it and just copying other artists and other things and trying to understand what they are doing, but not having the, you know, the academically like reference, like teachers actually telling you or explaining you why you should do this or why you should do that. It's more about that. You lose a lot of time doing that. So if you can go, and nowadays with the internet you can learn the fundamentals, I think. And I should go back and try to understand them better. I'm sure that is going to help me with my work. But there are so many things. I started doing 3D when I was, like, actually doing 3D when I was 24. So I started pretty late, I can say. I don't know if it's pretty late. It's not pretty late. It's not. But when I started, it wasn't not even close as much as tutorials that we have today. So you should definitely take advantage of that. But see, this is the form. I mean, see this? This is the form. I don't know why. I think I'm saying it correctly. If not, just making a fool of myself, and yeah, I don't care. It's the internet. It goes away eventually. See, this is like a big, but again, this is a comic book character. This is a realistic person, so it's not the same. I mean, I need my muscles to be a little bit bulgier. I don't want it to be like Hulk. That is not the idea, but see, for some reason I did this one better. And some things I do, sometimes it's just like, if I want to check something, you know, I can mirror it. And I want to, let me see. This is the one I'm working on. This is the other one. You know, to see the difference between the arms, the two arms that I did. You know, this is actually the left arm and this is the right arm. They're quite similar. So I can mirror it and check it, you know, and see if, because I like what I did here, but I'm not accomplishing that here, so I can just copy myself, you can say. And this one I don't need it because it's the one just duplicate that mirror. Again, let's go and split the screen. Yeah, nowadays YouTube has a long hour. I know, a lot of content. I know. Try to, if you can, like look for your favorite artists. Everybody is giving interviews these days. Look for those, like, I try to see if they have gumroads, they have tutorials, something that you can learn from those guys or girls or artists that you like. Everybody's doing interviews nowadays. Okay, I'm going in concentration mode because I'm quiet. Let's see, here we have some skin that's flapping, but I'm not going to do the skin because this is supposed to be some tight cloth. Obviously later I'm going to do some wrinkling. I'm going to learn how to explain shape and form for the next one, okay? Just in case somebody else asks. How to explain it. I need to learn that. I'm sure it's super easy and I'm complicated myself. But that's what I do all the time. I overcomplicate myself. Now this is not the same position, that's why I'm not trying to copy the exact form of the pectoral muscle. I'm trying to understand what's going on here with the muscles and the bones and how things are overlapping. And yeah, obviously mine is exaggerated. Let's see what we can make here a little bit better because this doesn't feel right. Mr. Sanso, at least something good come out of this pandemic time, the interviews and lives. Oh yeah, man, that's super cool about all this. Yeah, that's the, how do you call it? Isn't it the bright side? The silver lining of all this? Yeah, is that a lot of, like, this online community has grown a lot since all this. That's the silver lining. Yeah, the good side, you can say. Francesco Rivero is asking, Franco, today, nowadays, you can dedicate yourself to doing this, so you live being a model. Yes, not nowadays, for the past 10 years. I've been doing this for the past 10 years, a little bit over. I always say 10 years, but it's been longer. But yes, I've been doing this for that time. And definitely, I mean, and nowadays even more because there's so much games, so much going on in this industry that you actually can get a really good job doing this. And actually, I mean, it's going to take time. That's as everything. Like if you start studying now 3D, it's like could take you 10 years to become good. But it's like, if you go to law school, it's going to take you, I don't know what was the time there, 5 years, to become a lawyer, and then you just have to start grinding, and and it's going to take you time to be a good lawyer. So the same here, man. It's all the same. Like it's a career, it's a job, it's something that you do because you like it, but it's also you have to take it seriously. And you can definitely have a good living doing this. And if you are good, even better. When you start, you're a junior, you're still a lot of things to learn. So if you get into a small studio, that's super cool because you're going to learn stuff there for sure. And just keep studying and getting better and better. And eventually, 10 years go past and you're living in Barcelona and working in collectibles. I don't know. Things happen. But yeah, man, Juancho, you can definitely live doing this. And with all the games, and if you're interested in doing games, yes, but the thing is that it's not only about Zbrush. That's the one thing. Okay, remember that. It's not like studios don't need somebody that it's only good in Zbrush. Studios need someone that is a character artist. And to be a character artist, you need to know modeling, you need to know retopology, you need to know texturing, you know, UV mapping, stuff like that. So just start with ZBrush, but get into all the other stuff, because you will need it if you want to get a job at a studio. And it's fun, man. You need to learn those things. I used to love doing. I even used to know how to. I can't do something, but like rigging, because I wanted to animate my model, so I decided to start learning rigging. So yeah, don't forget about that. Like try to learn the whole pipeline of a character modeler. You know, and topology can be not as fun, but it's like a relaxing time. Like, you don't have to think much. I mean, once you learn how to do it right, you don't have to think much about what you're doing. Just like laying out good edge flow, you know, polygon flow. And it's not that complicated. I started just with 3ds Max. Like there was no ZBrush was there. I think I started using ZBrush 3, but it wasn't what it is today. So you definitely needed to do, it was a complement. You know, you definitely needed a different software, and then you can use ZBrush to do the detailing, and you can export those and use them as normal maps or displacement maps. But it wasn't like what it is today. So you definitely needed to do something else, to know something else. And my weapon of choice was 3ds Max. Okay, see this? Man, I'm a mess. This is bone. Like, let's change this. This is bone, right? And yeah, well, here, if I'm not mistaken, this should be like bone, like the connection points, you know, between, I don't remember the names, the upper bone and the lower bone of the arm. Dude, I'm so bad with names. I've been studying them, but I don't remember. I just don't remember them. I am doing an echo shave for myself, like to practice, and I still cannot remember them. It's crazy to me. I was never good at memorizing stuff. I'm not. That's why I need more. I just need to sit down and like do it like in high school and try to memorize this stuff. Because it's easier when you're talking to an art director or something. He's saying something about a muscle, because he knows anatomy, and you don't know what muscle he's talking about. It's going to be probably embarrassing. But it's not like what you need to know first. You need to know the names of the muscles at the beginning. So you can see, I mean, I've been doing this for many years and I still don't know them. But it's good. It's a plus. It's better. And it's not like I don't know them, I don't care. I'm trying to learn them. Just I'm really, really bad at it. No, yeah, this is a different position, so I don't want the, you know, it's more like that. Like I don't want the clavicle not to be like this one, like that. I want it to be more like this one. Let me check, sorry. Andres Pinola. Hello, Master, nicer friends. Are the scans of James? I don't know if his name is James. I got it from 3Scan store. Saludos, Franco. Espero que todo esté bien por ahí. Yeah, Joel, thanks. I hope everything is well over there. It's all fine here. Master Samson, topology is a little bit of a pain. The most difficult part of the process to make it to finish model. No, that is, yeah, it's not the most difficult part. It's the most technical, maybe. After pretty, you start to do your standing, priming, and refining by yourself. Yes, I do, but this is not. I mean, I don't usually do much of them. I've been doing them for fun, right? I showed this one before, I can show it again. I haven't primed it yet. I need to prime her, but this is something I printed fully in my preform. Preform is over in my form 3, and it's not like fully processed. You can say post process. I need to do some refining, some sanding maybe on some part, but it's like minor. I mean, with the resin printers, you don't even. Sometimes you don't even have to do any sanding. But you do have to prime it and stuff like that, because if you want to paint it, you have to prime it. And Mr. Samson saying, yeah, no, exactly, Mr. Samson, that's what I'm saying. So don't go crazy on that. And what do you propose to develop our anatomy skills? I propose doing what I'm doing, like studying a lot and using the scans as references are good. Like doing your own echo shape. If you want to do like anatomy, doing your own echo shape is good. It's a task. I mean, it's not easy. It takes time. But getting nice books that you have all the muscles there, and then just trying to do your own echo shape to understand what's going on there. But again, you can do an echo shape and then you see this guy, for example, and you don't, it's not the same, because you're working by how do you call it, like a standard. It's not a canon, a beauty canon, and people, it's not like that. Like so, it is a task. So that's why I recommend like studying sometimes, from scans, like looking at them and trying to understand what it actually is going on, not only what it's supposed to be going on. How long have we been doing this? Okay, we have at least half an hour. Whoa. Sorry, it's taking a long time because I have many models open and I forgot to clean them. You're welcome, Khan. But don't only study the muscles. Remember that, like study. And again, that's a problem. But if I don't know how to explain it, but study the forms. That is really important as well. Like the volumes, how the volumes change when you are in one position to another one. I suck at this. Sorry. It's taking forever. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it. It's going to explode. Hey, what's up, Kochi? I'm good, man. Yeah, I've been sleeping in. I've been working really late. Where were we? Hope everything is good, bro. We can talk later if you're up to. Okay, let me just take out the split screen. There we go. Let's compare, right? We have, this is the new body, this is the old one. And see, this arm feels more natural to me. Well, this one I have to adjust still, but see the difference? Well, like in silhouette, you can't really tell. I mean, yeah, you're not going to see it because it's under my camera. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's tiny details. But those tiny details, add up, and they end up, eventually you will learn something. Now I need to readjust all these guys. See why it's not good to, you know, do all the details beforehand, because this is readjusting all this. It's just a waste of time. If I had a correct arm from the get-go, I shouldn't have to be doing this. That's why you don't have to jump. Doing this stream it's just different because I'm trying, you know, to show all the process, but that's why you don't have to jump into detailing before you have the proper model. But the thing is that, yeah, if I spend, you know, all that time correcting all the shapes, all the forms, I don't know, it might get boring because I don't know how to explain some of the stuff I do. You're not supposed to follow like the model I'm doing. You're supposed, at least I'm trying, like, to show you the workflow that I use. I'm not saying this is the correct one, it's just what I do. Mr. Samson is asking if I draw. I used to draw, yeah, I still draw. I'm not good at it. You can actually check all of my old work. I used to have a blog spot. It's Franco Carlesimo. Let me see if I can. Give me a second. I can show you a little bit. Oh, I'm going to wait because this is going to autosave and it's going to become giant. Just cleaning the files there. Let me show the screen. Not that one. This one. See, this is like really old stuff. And this is when I started doing 3D. Blogspot, if you, I don't know, if you are under 30 or 25, I don't think you know this. I used to do stuff like a long time ago. And you can check it if you want it. I mean, I still keep it there because first I cannot access to it, and secondly it's nice because it's like a, I don't know, an art diary, like the evolution, and you have it post by date and year and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool, like to see what I've been up to doing for the past 10 years. That was all in 2006. 2007 I did some ZBrushing. I started doing ZBrush. I used to do some animation as well, flash animation. This is all Photoshop, like illustration, but only in Photoshop. Ink and then scan it and then paint it here. Same with this one. Same with all these. This is hand drawn and then scan it and paint it in Photoshop. See, so I used to draw. Never that good, but I used to try. I was always trying to learn. But then just like 3 took over me. A lot of old stuff, and this is like cringe. But it's fun to see it, like... Ah, it's not working. This is 3D Smack. Yeah, this is my first 3D work. Like, actually work. So it was in 2008. The first 3D work. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Sanson. I mean, yeah, this is not going to mess up the cuts because I didn't do any cuts. But let's say, yeah, that you see something is wrong and now you want to correct it, and if you have the cut done, yeah, it will be much more complicated to, you know, do that correction. So since it's not cut, it's much easier, right? And actually, yeah, I realized I spent all that time fixing the tricep and you don't even see it, but you get the shape, you know, the form of this tricep, like. So it's good that you have it there. You should have it underneath, like modeling the right way, because it's going to show. You're not going to see the tricep, but you're going to see the forms. And if it's not done correctly, it's going to you can tell that it's not right. This one I have it here because I'm probably going to use this as a cut tool and cut this part. No, because I'm not sure that the body is going to fit in my printer. So this is something I'm going to have to take care at some point and do it correctly. What else can we? Doing some. What else can we do here? This is something that I'm not liking at all. Let's check the. I deleted all the scans. Oh, let's open one again. Let's see if this one has the legs that we can use as a reference. Mr. Samson is saying, I think that it's really good that you show the process in real time so we can have an idea about the problems that might appear. Exactly, that was the idea about all this stream. That's why it's taking long, to finish the model, but I don't want to do stuff like out of the stream, so you can see all the things that can happen. Like, you don't get it right away. You make mistakes and you just have to figure out how to fix them. And that's important. That's an important part of the process. Okay, we don't have any bent leg on this guy, so I don't know, but maybe this one is a little bit bent. Yeah, this one is actually kind of bent. Well, it's not kind of, it is bent. Not as much as the one we have. So let's see, we have another one. No, but this is a good one. To bring him here. Remember, I'm going to scale it, so I need to get subdivisions. Go to the highest. Where is he? I don't even know where he is. Oh, there we go. He was really high. He's a giant. Big naked giant. Now, yeah, it's not the same. Not the same position or anything, but you can tell right away that, this is correct and this is something is funky here. You know what I'm saying? He has kind of weird legs as well, because this muscle, you can tell, like, is far, far up here. So I have a different model as well that I bought, that is this bodybuilder guy. So we're going to compare these two scans, so you can see the difference between people, like. And I know I have one with the leg a little bit bent. Let me see which one it was. This one, right? Yeah. Obviously the position is not the same. He's leaning on that leg a lot more, but let's clean all this, just because we don't want to have like massive autosaves. cleaning my canvas. That's something I've been playing with. There we go. Let's just clone this. So we have it in a cleaning space. Append. There we go. And let's split screen. See the difference? Right, I mean these most of them are scans. Let's turn this guy a little bit. Where? So we can try to match it as the position as much as we can. Yes, obviously it's not the same, but you get the idea. But see, I mean we have the same muscles, right? I wish I could remember the names. I just can't. Right, this is a big muscle, and you have a kind of a tendon that is going through here. I go there, and here is the same. But look at the difference between where this one ends and when that one ends. Right, he's much more developed. Like a bigger like thighs, but you have all the same muscles. You know, this is like divided in three. You have one that is here. The quads actually is 4, but these two are like pretty together. You go up here to the hip. And then you have this one. Right? Like look at the difference. It's massive, man. I mean, and it's the same. It's a leg, right? But the difference is massive. But you still get all the same muscles. That's what I'm saying. You can tell here you have this one that is one of the longest. You know, that goes from the hip to the tibia. But I don't remember. Yeah, I think it's the tibia. It goes under the knee. And here you have as well. See, it's starting here, goes all the way here. And connects there. But look at the definition. You get much loss here. Here you get it all. Like it's much more defined. But this is what I'm saying. Like stunning scans is super useful, but yeah, shapes. You know, people vary a lot. So it's not like there is a right way. There is, but it's not like there is only one way of doing it. That's what I'm saying. But this looks funky. I don't like how this is looking. Like I think it should feel not like this, but it should feel a little bit more like that. Not this like super defined stuff. And what you're seeing is like my head process, you know. It's not like I know exactly how I want it to be from the get-go. Oh, see there, what I'm using is a different smooth, the smooth valley. So the smooth valley is going to it's cool because when you do something like you have something like that. Let me show you the difference. You know, it's going to smooth first the part that is like embedded, you know, deep. It's going to smooth the deep part instead of like a regular smooth. It will smooth everything at the same time, or even the smooth peaks is going to smooth the rest, you know, and it's not going to smooth the peak, the deep line, you can say. Mr. Sasso, I think I'm really good that you show the process in real time. Oh, it's semi-comment, sorry. For some reason I feel it pop up me again. So let's see, we have this guy, we're going to use it since it's here. And see this. It feels kind of weird. You cannot tell here, but these are here. So this is probably what I'm doing. When I have it here is wrong. You can probably have this here. I don't remember the name. Again, that's a bad thing because if I would remember the name, it would be much easier for me to explain them. But I can tell by the shape that something is not right. Let's see if we can see it on the other mod. Yeah, you can see it, but it's not defined. I mean, this here is more defined. See this one here. And then you have one here. This is the bone, right? This we have a different muscle here, and this is the bone where the leg actually starts. Same here. Here is the bone. See, and here you can see the muscles again. It's over here. It's kind of weird. It's a weird muscle because it's stretched and bulks. It's kind of weird. And here's the other one that connects to the whole like side of the hip. So yeah, here we have a better reference, I think. Yeah, that's a better reference. See, this landmark, I wasn't even like. It wasn't even there. I'm going to go with the smooth stronger. Yeah, I mean this is quite similar. The position of the body. From here you have that. No, I don't want to have it like that. But see here, this is the tendon I was talking about. This is what I'm saying. Like, I think the position of my muscles is not correct. Like this is wider overall. See, and mine is maybe too thin. So maybe this should be a little bit more like over there. Yeah, maybe something more like that. Let's see the silhouette. See here we have an indentation, like this is going down, up, and then down again. No. See? Well, there we get it. And now again, since we did the details far ahead, like we did, we have to adjust them again. But I can put some pressure on the muscle. It doesn't have to be exactly that, because we can, you know, get it done a little bit to simulate that there is some pressure from the bands, the straps. Now it kind of feels a little bit better. But for some reason it feels long to me. Well, that is definitely weird. The way I got the knee there. Let's use these two as reference. See, this is not. I mean, regardless, I mean, it's going to be. Yeah, I think I did it like that because yeah, it's below the knee pad, but if we can fix it a little bit, it's going to be better. And if you want to see people like sculpting like this live, a good place you can check is on the Pixologic website, like the YouTube channel, sorry. There's some cool people sculpting there. Like Saan is over there and he does like amazing stuff. And this is, I like to use the displacement with this alpha and like have it really low, but it's good to push, you know, shapes and not have that, you know, damn standard feel to it. Like it's a little bit more subtle, like the way it pushes the volumes. I don't know if that's the correct way to describe it, but you will see when you try it. Now this I know is not right, because this doesn't bulge out like that. Usually, you can tell like here, right? See the shape? So it's more soft and round, and we have a point here that is like the high point. Same here, but this one, yeah, this is much more like. Underdeveloped. No, it's not underdeveloped. This one is overdeveloped. That one is more real, you can say. But see, this is not like that. This is just going up there like too fast. And this kind of thing is hard to see when you're looking at a 2D image. This looks like, when you're looking at the image, it looks like it's super bulky, and you know it will be like, when you look at the image, it looks like that usually, but when you see it like from this angle, it's a mess. Like, you don't do that. It's well defined, but it's not bulging out like crazy. Sanson, you're welcome. now that I did this one, like, I know it's wider. You know, this one is looking small, so I need to check that as well. Let's use this again. Let's see. Yeah, the position is completely different, but it's going to help us, you know, to check this, because yeah, this is definitely needs to be a little bit wider. You know, for this kind of guy, like, he's a muscular guy, superhero kind of guy. Here. Get this a little bit higher, not that much, because I want to imitate some pressure there. Still feels a little bit weird to me from this angle. I don't really know what it is. Something around this crotch area. Well, this one has really big thighs, so he's like... And we're not going to talk about how big this guy is. Yeah, maybe this is like too far down. This doesn't feel right at all, this weird curve here. It feels a little bit better. Yeah, that definitely feels a little bit better. But now we don't have nothing here, so we need to add some volume there. Not that much. It's so weird. And maybe, I don't know, maybe this we can do this as a little bit more like relaxed here, so we can do it more like... Let's save this just in case, like store it. I will have to check how to do this, but maybe we can do something more like... Not jeans, but it's not so tight around the crotch area. Now it's like a candle. I have to check that. But it's, I mean, we're, I don't know, less than 10 minutes to finish the stream today, so I want, let me see, Mr. Sanson, how many hours do you work a day in Zbrush? 8 is like the minimum probably, but yeah, like a work day. I want to spend 8 hours on serious, but I don't success at that. Why? I mean, why? You have to. I mean, if you take it as like a job, that's the amount of time, like the minimum amount of time that you're going to spend. Why do you don't succeed at that? And so on. You have other compromises. I mean, do you have work, or it's just like you get distracted? Okay, I moved that one and I didn't realize that the one was here. And this is going to have to be or separated, or it's going to be touching the surface, because if I have it like with those gaps there, that is going to cause problems. I talked about this before. This is driving me crazy. Sanson, you haven't answered my question. Why can't you succeed of doing this for around 8 hours a day? I mean, don't, if you're not even getting like 2 hours, like try to, do it gradually. Like start one day by being like, no social media, no Instagram, no Facebook, just, I don't know, get something on YouTube, some music, some podcasts or something like that, and work through, start doing like two hours a day, and go through 3 hours a day, then move to 4 hours a day, but just like do the work. Don't get distracted by social media or YouTube stuff or whatever. Just set something that you want to listen to and just go. That's the only way. I used to spend many hours studying and practicing. I'm talking about like I used to go to work like a day job. Part-time it was, because I used to do many different, like 2 different part-time jobs, and after that be at home around 6 or 5 or 4 depending on the day, and then just work through until midnight, working 3D and try to learn as much as I could until midnight, and then go to bed and rinse and repeat, doing the same thing for many months. And no, actually, at least a whole year. Like there was 1 year that I barely got out, you can say. Because I was a full like newbie at this and didn't have anyone to teach me, so I needed to learn, and I wanted to learn, so I spent all of my time like reading stuff and just touching buttons and trying and seeing what they were doing. It was mostly like trying to learn the craft, like 3D, not the craft, like using 3D softwares. And after I did that, then I started moving to the artsy part, you can say. Like I started actually studying anatomy like 4 or 5 years ago. Before that, I was never like studying anatomy. Let me see. I think it's because I don't know how to finish my projects. What do you mean? Well, I mean, what's your problem with your projects? You have to take a model and use somebody that you like as a reference and bring your model to that quality as much as you can. That is what you should do. Okay, this is what is this? This is okay. This is the head that I did for the presentation that I got it all embedded. Oh yeah, I can keep that one. Would be nice to have it painted. Huh? Let's do that because we're finishing the stream. So let's just paint this guy. Let's take the alpha out. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that, right? Because this is like... I might have to... Yeah, I'm probably going to have to... actually get something here to separate the neck. You know, like... from that cloth. You know, from that part there. Like wearing a mask. And a full body suit, but this part should be maybe flesh. Oh, nice that I still have the polygroups. Finishing a project is super important, and you can take 6 months. You know, if you learn to do one project, you can take 6 months, you know, to do the best you can. And if you're really good at it, and you're going to learn a lot. And after you do that one, then you do another one, then you do another one, and you're going to get better in each one. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, that's what I used to do. Like, learn some new skill, like apply it to a project, do the project, finish it, and then learn something else, and then apply that to a new project and finish it. And it was always like that. Like, always trying to get better than what I was trying to learn. I don't know. Get better than what. I hope you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I know this is kind of orangey, but yeah, so maybe a little bit better. See, I've been working on this guy for over 24 hours now. Not all the day, every day, because you need to rest your head, your eyes. And when you come back to your model, you're going to see a lot of mistakes that you're going to be fixing. If you work if I would be doing this for like 24 hours straight, there's no way this is going to look like it's looking right now. Because your mind plays tricks on you all the time. I paint this in different. Oh no, it was blue. Yeah. Weird. You can tell that we're getting closer to the finish line because yeah, I'm being super sloppy here. I just want to have some colors here. me see. Oh, I'm just talking with Samsung right now. Or maybe my problem is that I'm too ambitious for a beginner and those projects are too complicated for my level. Yeah, that's usually a case in a lot of things. Yeah. How many projects do you work at the same time? I have found that my maximum is 3. I don't do more than 3 projects at the same time. My most comfortable is 2. But sometimes you just can't do that. I mean, sometimes you get jobs and you just don't want to miss the opportunity. But once, if I'm doing 3 and I get another call, sadly I have to say no. Because it's just too much for me. Like doing a little bit over 3. I have tried it and it didn't work. It didn't work because I got stressed out, you know, barely sleep, stuff like that. It's not, I never disappointed a client, luckily, but I cannot do more than 3. I need a shortcut for the field object. Option. Kind of Jason Myers, you know, from Friday the 13th. And he has red eyes. I remember from the comic book. No lacy, I don't need a lacy right now. Let's darken this here. Oh, okay, my brush is just a mess. There we go. Preference a little bit smaller so we get more range. Why is it not painting? Ah, here it is. Let's try something, let's mask it. I'm just playing here because this is not like how it's going to end up looking. Blur the mask a little bit, blur a little bit more, invert it, sorry. And let's darken some areas. There we go. Yeah, I think the flashy tones over the other part that is going to be burned out is going to look okay. How many percent? Fer del Puerto. Do you make Dota items before? Right now, I have never done anything for Dota. I just found out today that you can do, I think, skins for those. I actually never played it as well. I used to be a big gamer guy, if you can say that, but I'm not a gamer anymore, man. I mean, I just can't find the time, and every time I'm doing something, I'm playing something, I just rather be sculpting something. That's the honest truth. Like I enjoy a lot more like being sculpting something than playing at a game. Okay, this is weird. What's going on here? It's just the cut. Okay, now we're good. So yeah, this is what we have for today. I don't even. Okay, yeah, it was all textured. It was textured. What's going on? Does this have a paint already? What? Layer? If you get something like that, yeah, it's because we have a layer. I'm going to bake it. I don't care. This one here is kind of a little bit lighter, just to stand up a little bit more. This was, as I did it, the same color of this skin. I think it looks cool to have a little bit of color over there. And this should be, probably around the same color of the belt. What we can do is mask it by cavity. Take it a bit lighter, and let's go here. Let's see if we paint all that, how it looks. Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but I'm not liking the material. Yeah, I need a bit more. Nah, but it's too much. I mean, I would prefer the borders to be like that, but no, we're good. I prefer it to be darker and just paint this. Ah, come on. Ah, there should be. There we go. Just like have this. It's okay for now. Be like that. In order to have a small highlight. This should be, yes, make it darker. That's it for now. I don't want it to be calling that much attention to it. There we go. Ah, come on. Let's make this desaturated purple. Because he has a cape and a hoodie, remember? Ah, okay. That's it for today. Let me check the last comments. Thanks a lot for the streams and all the tips. My pleasure, Samson. See you next week. Okay, yeah, I'm going to try to. And no, I'm going to do it next week. Yeah, for sure. I might take a break, but because Christmas is coming and everything, but not for now. I will let you know. How long will it take to learn ZBrush from zero knowledge of the program? But I'm a traditional sculptor. I'm interested in learning the program as a server. Oh, that's cool, man. I mean, coming from traditional, if you have a base doing that, it's going to help you a lot. Learning ZBrush, like understanding the tool and everything, I don't think it's going to take you more than 6 months at most, because there are tons of tutorials out there. There's a lot of people doing the streams. You have all the community of Pixologic at the ZBrush channel. You can check that out and just start learning that. And getting the gist of how the software works, but I don't think it's going to take you more than that. And there are many different ways of working with ZBrush. That's a cool thing. But I know a lot of artists that come from traditional background that are just make the turn and they are just working in ZBrush now. For example, there are a few things in ZBrush that are quite weird. Let me just save these. That you have to know just from the get-go, because it's not like other 3D softwares. But that's also a good thing, because you don't have the knowledge of other 3D softwares, so you don't come tainted, you can say. Like, this is the first time you're going to use a 3D program. So, for example, let's just try to clean this. First of all, it's not going to look like this. Let me see if I can go to the original layout of the software. Oh, okay, come on, don't crash on me. Well, at least it didn't crash during the whole stream. Oh yeah, we passed the 2 hour marks. Okay, there we go. Now this is just the color. I think Zbrush like kind of comes like something like this when you start. And you're going to try to go and open a file and do whatever. This is not, and you're going to try to, you need a pen obviously. I'm working with a Cintiq, but you need a pen, a tablet. And we just open the program and it's going to look like that, and it's just going to do this, and you're just not going to understand anything. What are you doing? What is all this? That is usually the case. That's what happened to me the first time I use it. Because you go here, you see tools, you see a brush tool, and you try to do something, and it was super fun. I mean, I used to do stuff like this, some kind of weird illustrations. But yeah, you're going to get completely like, what's going on here? What is all this? See, nobody uses this anymore. It's so crazy. But you're going to go and drag a sphere, and you go, okay, 3D now, okay? And then it's going to be like that. Like what? Like what the hell? What is it? What? Nothing, right? So first of all, learn this shortcut. It's Ctrl-N. It's going to clear the canvas. Well than the 2 hours and 40 minutes. So mark this. I don't know. This is going to clear the canvas. And then you're going to go to the tool. You're going to drag it, and you're going to have this sphere, right? The way to work on that sphere, you have to go to the edit button. And this allows you to modify the sphere, but this is the thing. This, see, is not editable yet, because for some reason you need to make this into a make polymesh 3D. And then you go around, you look at all the canvas, and you see, oh, make polymesh 3D, it's over here. So again, let's clean the canvas, Ctrl-N. Oh, sorry, no, it's not going to clean it because I already made it. See, it made it automatically, it made it into a 3D. So let's just do it again. I'm going to drop the ball here, make it a polymesh 3D. It's not going to do anything, sorry. Then you're going to drag it again, and then you have to edit. I'm going to do that again so it gets cleaner. Let's reset it. Again, let's take the ball, sphere, there you go. You convert it into a polymesh 3D, and see, now you cannot use the edit for some reason. So Ctrl D, and now you drag it, edit, and now it's a polymesh, editable mesh, I'm gonna say. This is the thing that you have to go and switch. You have to go and convert it into the PM3D. See, it's going to stay here in the model. Now you drop it, you go to edit. Edit, you can go to edit by pressing the T shortcut. And now it's like, okay, well now you go, turn around, all like that, nice, and you want to go and sculpt on this. If you press the X, it's going to give you symmetry. If you press the bar, the space bar, it's going to give you this menu that you can change a lot of different stuff like size, intensity. RGB is the colors. C is talking about modifying the mesh. So you can have the same here, the same things here above. And now you want to sculpt, right? But it's not doing, it's just moving the mesh. You gotta go here, and here is where you find all your brushes, at least some of them. you can press the letter, like, I'm on the chat, sorry. You can press the S letter, for example, and it's going to give you different brushes. You can go and pick the, where's the standard brush, and you're going to start sculpting. See? But you are going to see all these jagged edges, like because if I go to the poly frame, you're going to see that we're modifying these polygons, and there's a low quality or quantity, so you can see the edges. So if you go to Subtool palette, you're going to see here what you're working on. If you go to the geometry palette, and it's talking about the geometry of the object, you can start like dividing the object, and it's going to be giving you more polygons to work with. We divide it 4 times, you know, it's softened, so you can work and you're going to get much more, you know, much more details. This is just like the opening ZBrush and doing something. There's thousands of things that you can do with ZBrush, but don't get intimidated by all these, because you don't use this all the time at all. You're there for specific things, but at least to start, this is how I know you can start doing something. But yeah, get into look for some of the artists that you might like, and look for beginning guides, you know, to ZBrush. I think Daniel Bell has a PDF book that is like basic, that is going to tell you about how to start ZBrush, and then you have plenty of other artists. I mean, if you go to the Pixelogic web, I'm sure you're going to get what you're looking for. Okay, failed. That's it. Now we're closing the stream. Thank you everybody for being here, and hope to see you next Wednesday. Have a nice weekend. Cheers.